There is much more going on than meets the eye. The adventure begins here.
Cool.
And that's how trades are done on CS Money. With Hellcase multi-cases, you're no longer restricted by random case opening mechanisms. Now, you are able to pick any of the cells containing skins and actually determine what you win. Use the promo code and dive right in.
Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to the broadcast. Name's Sir Danny. As you can see, this round will be our second map of our best of 3 series. It will be trained, the map pick of Mythic. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Mythic can be able to fare up against Envy on their own map, because even though we did see those two still turn out to be a pretty close affair, it was very much a high possibility that Mythic could have actually run away with that very first map. It's going to be interesting to see how it turns out here on a map like Train. It is, I'd say, a map where you want to perform to a somewhat decent level. You definitely need to be having some sort of practice in, and I'm almost certain a team like Mythic should have at least some of the basics down in order to have a somewhat successful T side or even CT side. Alright, looks like we are going to be able to continue on with our matchup. This means that Envy got to be starting things off on the terrorist side, Mythic on the CT side. And let's see, we can... Is that... Yeah, that's in fact to be the Molotov being purchased here for Nifty yet again. I will say this though, I mean, purchasing Molotovs, especially on a map like Train, has become pretty ineffective nowadays. As we can see that Mythic's Flom has got not only the defuse good, but he also has a smoke grenade, which does mean that if, say, Envy might be ending up deploying that Molotov at the very end, it can still be very easily extinguished. But it kind of looks like Envy, they're actually going to be making this Envy push possible. Pardon me, the Ivy push possible right now. Hayes is the only guy who's going to have to hold it down in such a difficult scenario for Hayes. And it looks like Envy, they do have bombs controlled, can now plant the bomb here. However, there seems to be a guy in Pop Dog. He can still try to shut this one down. It's Anger. Not in the best position right now, but he does have his teammates backing him up. Poyo does win the fight against Poland. And there's still a possibility for Mythic to try and enter on this bomb site. It's not easy though, but they have to win some of these fights, which they're not winning so far. It is now Adren left in a 1-on-3 scenario. Not the easiest of clutches, but he's definitely going to try to give it his best shot. I think he does kind of realize there has to be a player on the side, but yeah, he's got very little time to work with. And it looks like Adren might just be able to get out of this one with the skin of his teeth, but no. He will be find out here by the Envy players, and that's the very first round here working out for Envy. The pistol run has been picked up, and they should be able to get themselves a pretty good chance here to win the consecutive one as well. As it looks like the Mythic players are just going to be going for a full-on eco here and try to save up as much money as possible for that third round investment. Well, looks like Envy going to make things quick here at least. I was maybe hoping to see a very fast push here for T-Con, but they have a couple of their players coming in from Pop Dog as well. And right now, Mythic got to be very careful in their approach here. They have some pretty good positions on the A-bomb side, especially one of the players, I think he's stationed in Hell, if I can see correctly. But right about now, yep, Hazley's going to go down. And it looks like Mythic are not going to be able to handle this one. Nope. It looks like Envy is going to be able to come out on top. Some damage exchange here. Anger is going to be winning the fight against one of these players that's drone. But in all fairness, it's such a difficult round for Mythic to be winning. It will be a second round acquired here by Envy. So, as we did see, the Mythic players do decide to go for a force buy in that round earlier, which means that this is going to be the one where Mythic have to go for a full-on eco, which does mean that Envy has again got a very good opportunity to win themselves an easy round, because Mythic, only in the pistols, they shouldn't be able to cause much of a threat. But we have seen that in a game of Counter-Strike, that even some of these pistols can be of great power. Oh, Paulin, if only he knew how close the players was. Can he actually try and find the kill? He's definitely going to try to. He does have the pistol now in his hand, and sadly enough, can't really seem to find a single kill, but he has an AK picked up. They don't know about his positioning. This could come out huge here for Paul, and he obviously tries to win the fight against one of them. And now that's the bomb being dropped, and Paulin is actually playing this one to perfection. He's got the AK-47 recovered, but yeah, that's the thing. Cutler has made his way in brown holes, and can't really say this is the most cleanest of rounds here for Envy. They're dropping some of their players here. In fact, 3 players being dropped. It seems to be only simple pistols. And yet, Adren, he still got that pistol of his, and now I got the AK. Honestly, it looks like Adren is going to be trying to find a kill here if possible, but he has no idea about the positioning here of the Envy players. There's really nothing Adren can be doing at this point. There's, of course, Drone finding the kill on him. And there's the 3rd round for Envy. Okay, it looks like JDM is going to find the first kill here. He's actually made his way all the way to Electric. JDM now single-handedly is able to find a lot of kills here. Could have gone the 3rd one. The flick is a tad bit high up, and well, we can see that Envy, this is a very solid push from the Envy side, as they not only have a player pushing in through T-Con, but they have the majority of their players coming in for Ivy. And I mean, the greatest thing about this push was obviously JDM finding those 2 kills. Of course, if you're a Mythic and you're holding off the A side, you're going to be putting a lot of emphasis on trying to shut down JDM as soon as possible. And yet, the Ivy push comes through, and this was a very solid round for Envy. Quite the solid one indeed. As it looks like Paulin is still going to be able to save his gun here, I'd say. As, yeah. These players are quite close. Fire Paulin needs to be in a pretty good position to be saving his gun, but Cutler might just be able to find him, but no. Cutler, he's very low on HP, and Paulin just got the superior angle. I would also presume that this round is just going to have to be an eco here for the Mythic guys. Say they end up losing this round, which seems to be very plausible. We're going to be able to see an investment here from Mythic. Right about now, it's just going to have to be an eco at this point. Some of the guys going to be able to invest in the upgraded pistols. The nades is well coming through. Paulin is still going to be able to keep that M4 of his. And there's JDM finding the initial kill. Even though it looked like a couple of the grenades did land on him. It does look like Hayes is going to be trying to win some of these fights. Does win one against JDM. He was already pretty low in HP by that point. Paulin, alongside his buddy Adren, and try to win some of these fights. There's actually Paulin who's going to succeed against Poyo. But yeah, it looks like Envy have read the situation pretty well. They realize that the last remaining players are somewhat stationed towards that A bomb site. Adren is actually going to win the fight against Cutler, so now they can get out of this round, not only with one rifle being saved, but there's of course now an AWP in the hands of Paulin and Adren with said rifle. It looks like Mythic are going to be able to save their guns here, which is still not too bad. as the upcoming round, they're still going to be able to have a proper investment, but... Oh, wait. Was that actually music coming in from the radio? I don't think that used to be in Counter-Strike. It has to be a new feature. Is it? I'd say it is. Haven't really heard the radio making any noise here on a map like Train in particular. That's actually pretty cool. Little addition. Looks like we are going to be able to see the Envy guys making a proper investment here, that it's going to be able to challenge the Mythic boys. You can see that the double up here is coming through pretty early. I do wonder where they're going to be able to station their players here. Oh, there's quite a lot of damage being dealt here early on here. Drone does succeed the fight against Anger. I would presume that the Envy players, now with them finding that initial kill on the A-bombs, they probably will consider just continue on with the push here. But Flom, oh, he does check the positioning there of Nifty. It's still early days here at the very 6th round here. Right about now, it looks like Envy might just be able to hit this A-bouncer right now. There's JDM fighting 1 kill against Hazed. So that's one of the sniper rifles going down, and I would presume that the Envy players are going to continue on with this push with that initial kill being found. The Pop Dog players, they're kind of stuck in a pretty interesting predicament, but there has been a Molotov thrown out at their position. So would presume that Envy going to continue on with their push here. There's Flom. Not gonna be able to land the shot just yet, but even though Envy, there has been, oh, actually notices right now, there isn't a single player on the B side. JDM is able to take down Poland. With that being said, Mythic have given up full bomb site B control, and Envy, they got themselves a very good position to win one more round here on the terrorist side, as this is looking like a very solid first half for them. Something I really wasn't hoping to see. Oh, that was just some very poor timing for Adrian. Poor guy. Wasn't able to accomplish anything at that point. Maybe was very quick on the no-scope, but yeah, not really gonna work out. It does look like Envy, with the acquisition of this round, have... Actually, no. I kind of thought that they have more or less reset the economy here for Mythic, and that they might just try to go for what seemed to be a partial buy, or at least a small eco, so they could have a proper investment in the upcoming round, but they still have a decent amount of money to have the 2 sniper rifles here. Some of the rifles as well coming through. There's Cutler getting the fight against Adrian, and Anger here in Pop Dog will be able to take down Drone, but wasn't the most easiest of shots to be getting. It looks like Envy still going to be fighting over this A side control so far. It has been looking pretty good right now for Envy. I think they realized there has to be a guy who went towards Electric, and it's still, oh, would you look at that? There's actually kills now working out in favor of Mythic, and there's only a lonesome player remaining here. That's going to be Cutler towards Ivy. Not a very good position to be in for him, but definitely Cutler is going to try to give it his best shot. The man's moving forward, and it doesn't look like Flom is even thinking that it might be a possibility that Cutler could come through Ivy. This is a very interesting round right now. But I mean, yeah, the timing is not going to work out here too well here for Cutler. And the biggest problem is, I think the bomb is in the possession of the Mythic players. So this obviously makes things a little bit more difficult for Cutler, as not only is going to have to go up the ladder in order to pick up the bomb, he's also going to have to win a fight against 2 of the CTs there. So I actually have got no clue how Cutler's going to try to make this one work. Oh, he definitely heard the smoke grenade being deployed. See that Flom. Oh, apparently his buddy Poland will be able to get the kill. And it will be their very first round here on the CT side. Mythic have got themselves the first round here on the CT side. Looks like Envy are actually going to be trying to go for a bit of a faster play here on the A bomb side this time around. They haven't deployed too much of the utility. In fact, it's pretty much the rifles doing all the work here on this bomb side. I can't really say it's working out too well here for Mythic, as it's still Envy able to come out on top in these trades. You can see that some of the positioning here for Mythic isn't the greatest, though Flomkin might just get a kill here. He is towards Old Train, and it looks like Envy are gonna try to be planting the bomb anytime soon. Looks like the bomb, at least they're gonna try to fake out some of the players here. They just Flom slowly but surely moving forward. I'm not sure if he's gonna be able to spot out any of the players anytime soon, but he finally does, and Poland wins the fight. Now it's all up to Nifty, and I think they kind of realize how odd that round was. Pretty much what? In the 1 or 2 seconds, they're able to win all the kills necessary here, Mythic, and they also get the round. Well, this seems to be a bit of a more slower style of round here for the Envy players. Even though they have acquired brown holes pretty early on here, I don't think they're going to be making the B-bomb side push just yet. There seems to be one of the players, I think that's actually Nifty, right by the smoke, but Flom is anticipating that to be the case. And I would presume that Envy are actually still going to try to make this push on the B-bomb side. They still have some utility remaining, which they can be deploying right before they make the push happen. But one of the biggest problems right now for Envy is that there's still some of the counter smokes being thrown out here by the Mythic players. This is actually a pretty good opportunity right now for Envy to get out of the sort of ramp area once the smoke is there. But once the smoke fades, it's still going to be JDM winning the fight against Flom. You're now going to be able to plant the bomb here, apparently. And with that bomb being planted at the default position, it's very important for Envy to start go out there and try to win some of these fights. They simply cannot just be sticking towards the bomb side. They have to try to move in for the bomb lanes and try to get some of these kills. Adren able to find one through the smoke, and right now it's all in the hands of Drone. He is towards the oil tanker. He will be able to find a second kill here, but he has to win the fight against Adren, and this is looking very so close. Adren won't be able to land the shot just yet. The fact that the player is right behind the oil tanker, this is going to be quite the instant clutch, and yet Drone is going to walk into the flames, and it will be around here for Mythic. Adren, I think he's got enough time to defuse the bomb, even though it's going to be very close. Yeah, but it is enough time to get the defuse in, and that is going to be one more round here for Mythic, as they're actually turning out to be acquiring more and more rounds here on the CT side. Right, it does look like Envy gonna be trying to take over Brownhold's control yet again. Doesn't look like they're gonna be going for a straight up push at the bomb site just yet. They still have a decent amount of time to work with, and most importantly, they also have one of the players, though I'm not really sure who it is, towards the Ivy area. I would presume his main role in this scenario, because Poyo is now actually backing away, will probably just try to acquire some attention to make sure some of the Mythic guys are going to be staying on the A bomb side. But look at this push right now from Envy. It's not looking the greatest because two of the players have died towards ramp pretty early on here. Crossing the bomb side, it does become a pretty difficult task here for Envy, and it doesn't look like they're actually even going to try to attempt it. They have a player who's moving in through Pop Duck to probably try to get a bomb down on the A side, but for now, we can say that the progress has been slowed down quite a bit here for Envy. Even though there is still one more player here towards the default position. This is looking pretty hot right now for Envy. There's JDM spotting out hazed, but still no kill for him. And this round is just looking very awkward right now for Envy. Good thing Poyo is able to at least acquire a couple more kills to put back the swings back in their favor. And right now, Drone alongside Poyo don't really have the most amount of HP, and we can see that it's Lonesome Drone now left in a 1-on-2. Ooh, he's actually gonna make his way through, but simply can't land the kill. Well, this is looking pretty interesting right now. We can say that slowly but surely Mythic are definitely trying to make this sort of comeback possible on the CD side. At one point, wasn't it? Yeah, it was a 6-0 lead for Envy. But we can see that Mythic, they are acquiring ever so slightly, ever more so rounds. There has been 4 rounds being acquired in a row for Mythic. You can definitely say that this is, again, a pretty good opportunity for Mythic to acquire one more round. As the Envy players, I think for the first time ever, have got to go for what seems to be an eco. You go for the eco here, and yeah, then again, the next round he will be able to invest. It's definitely not going to be an issue for Envy. But we kind of see that, you know, Mythic, they themselves are able to acquire a bit more confidence here in the defense. Here, though, not really sure was he actually dinked by Poyo or the Pop Dog player. That's still not going to matter too much here for Envy. They want to try to acquire kills, which is going to be very difficult with only the mere pistols. They're going to try though, and JDM has somehow snuck past through. He's actually in a very good position right now, but Flom still finds the man. And this round seems to be like it will be going here in favor of Mythic, as I'm not really sure what Drone and Poyo can do this to the point. Make it all of the Drone. He does have that deal in his possession. So you might just be able to find one against Anger. Does anticipate one more player to be up there. Though I'm not really sure if he's going to be able to win any more fights here, Drone. It seems to be a pretty good round here for Mythic. The 5th round being acquired. And as this first half is coming to a close, it would be quite a shame to see that Envy not to get any more rounds here. They had such a stellar round, such a stellar start. You know, 6-0 lead for them so early in the matchup. And not to acquire any more rounds here in the first half would be, I'd say, quite dissatisfying. There's still 4 more rounds remaining, so it's quite hard to say which team is going to be able to acquire all of them, in fact. But let's see what Envy have got here in terms of strats on the map like Train. It's also, I think, important to note that in this matchup, I do believe Envy don't have the best of track record on a map like Train. It's a map that I have seen them play a decent amount, but they haven't been able to find a lot of success on it. I think it's still a pretty poor win streak on a map like this, or in general win rate. It does look like, ooh, Haze has actually made this flank possible. It does look like Envy gonna be in a lot of problems. There's Flom acquiring 2, and I do believe Cutler, he's in a pretty distinct position right now. He's gonna be, yep, you know, quite the pickle, as there's players making a flank possible as well as the players on the side itself. So there's going to be a 66 scoreline here, in which Mythic have finally caught up to the Envy players. So it is quite a shame how this one's turned out. I've actually right about now noticed the disparity of kills in between some of the Envy players. Nifty and Cutler have only acquired, what, between the 2 players, 5 kills? That is pretty bad. The rest of the guys, I mean, they've been able to have a pretty good half so far. Drone, Poyo, JDM, all of the players chimming in, except for Nifty and Cutler. It does look like, oh, there's JDM finding the first kill. They might just be able to overwhelm this bomb site though. And they would love to get themselves another bomb plant. Flom, though, very good no-scope on the player. And it does look like it's going to be another round here for Mythic, as the 7-1 is in their pockets. There's still a couple more rounds here to go, so I wonder which of the players, or which of the teams, actually, going to acquire these 2 remaining rounds. One thing I would love to see is maybe the Envy players try to regroup and actually hit one of the bomb sites as part of an execute idea. It's something we haven't been able to see from Envy too often. In fact, their pushes on the bomb sites haven't really even used a lot of utilities, but pretty much them trying to find the individual aim duels, and in general, just the aim duels from all the players. Can't really say they've used too much utility while entering the bomb sites. Here, though, it is a good thing that they do decide to take the tactical timeout. They still discuss a game plan on how they can acquire maybe one more round here in the first half. Oh, JDM, no, don't tell me he is going to burn there in the flames of anger and Flom. That's not looking too great here for the Envy players already. It's quite a horrible start, yet Poyo is going to win the fight. It's, ain't looking too good here for the Envy players, as right now we can see Anger is in quite a prominent position. He might just be able to win a fight against Cutler, but it's obviously not looking too great for them. The Envy players seem to be like they want to be trying to continue on with this push on the B bomb side, maybe. That's definitely a possibility, as they've given up a decent amount of map control here for the Mythic side. But Poyo, he has been able to sneak past through Ivy. He's quite in a prominent position right now. He could find some of these Mythic players here, and if they're not careful, which apparently Adren is, he will be able to get the kill on Poyo. There's still a lot more kills that Mythic have to find here. Decent trade here in T-Con, but it does mean that Adren is going to be having a lot of these players coming his way. There's still some good trades here for the Envy side, and right about now at the 30-second mark, it does seem like they want to try to continue on moving forward on this A bomb side. Nifty alongside Cutler, still going to have to cross hit the Flom angle, and well, there we go. There's Flom finding the kill. Like I said, he is in a pretty prime position, and it looks like 15 seconds. Cutler has to make the play. There's the kill on Poland, but he may not be anticipating Flom to be in this spot. In fact, it looks like Cutler might just try to go for the insta bomb plant, and with that being said, he plants the bomb. He's gonna have to face here Flom, and the deagle is a bit too good, and it will be the 8th round here for Mythic, as Envy, even though this was a pretty close round, it still wasn't that great here for Envy. It really came down to them finding those successful trades. But in all honesty, if Mythic would have been able to come out on top in those aim duels, that would have been it. This has been, though, the closest Envy have gotten to winning a round ever since their significant 6-0 streak. It's still simply not good enough. Not too much success here for Envy, at least early on here in this round. We can see that they got to be fighting here for Ivy presence, and in fact we can see that their players are already pushing through, and it doesn't look like one of the Mythic players are even looking towards them. In fact, JDM will be able to take down Anger, so this is a good opportunity right now for Envy to continue on with the push. We can see that not only do they have players here in Ivy, there's also of course the likes of, what is it, Nifty there and popped off. JDM though is able to pop off. Very well done by him, able to acquire a couple kills here. Hayes, though, has finally revealed his position right now. And it still doesn't look like Envy do truly want to commit to this bomb site, because the bomb is still out there in towards T-spawn. It has finally been recovered, but it doesn't look like it's going to be too necessary here, as Envy finally, after a pretty long losing streak, have finally acquired their very last round here in the first half. And we can definitely say it's, as far as halves are concerned, it's not too bad here for Envy. Especially if we take a look at the fact that the likes of Envy don't really tend to play a map like Train too often. This is going to be quite interesting to see how the second half will work out here for Envy, because we have been able to see a couple of the players here for Envy struggling quite a bit. That is, of course, Nifty here from, well, the squad Renegades back today. He's only acquired 4 kills right about now, and Cutler with only 5. The fact that they're going to have to be holding off the bomb sites does mean that these players might be struggling here a bit. And that is, of course, a very important factor here coming into the second half. It does look like Mythic might be interested to be making a very fast push here on the A bomb site, as they have the majority of players coming in here through the Pop Dog area. In fact, they're still losing some of the fights. We can see that JDM, though, is going to be able to find 2 crucial scalps. And it does look like Mythic, even though they do have sort of bombs to control, there's still a lot of these Envy players remaining. In fact, Anger is spinning around with that Glock of his. Can't really find a single kill, and it will be the Envy team picking up the pistol round. Means that they've actually been able to even up the scoreline. So I'm actually very interested to see how the Envy CT side is going to be looking. Maybe not in this round. I mean, this round should be quite easy here for Envy. They have even 3 MP5s being, 3 MP9s being purchased. SMG in the hands of Nifty, and Drone with the M4. And because Mythic are just going for this, what seems to be an eco and a couple of those deagles being purchased, shouldn't be the hardest of rounds for Envy to win. Ooh, not too bad there by Poland. And in fact, Hayes is also going to be getting a kill. It's definitely not looking too shabby here for the Mythic side. It is but an eco. If they're going to be able to find these kills here, that is looking pretty solid right now for Mythic. But of course, they haven't been able to make their way here on the bomb site, it seems like. They might just be able to overwhelm this A-side defensive. As in fact, Poland now moving in right onto the CT spawn. Might just be able to get some serious flank going in here. There we go. There's Hayes with a kill on Nifty. This isn't looking too good here for Envy. In fact, it's looking pretty horrible. Cutler alongside JDM. It's gonna try to give it their best shot at winning the round. It does look like a Dren might just be able to plant the bomb here, but finally Cutler is able to reveal his position. It would presume that JDM. Oh man, this is pretty bad right now for Envy. JDM, he does have the MP9 in his hand. He doesn't have the fuse kit though, so he's gonna have to hurry up in order to make this retake work. But he might just be able to spot out some of these guys here quick enough. But you can see though, JDM, yeah, not finding too much success here. As Poland, oh, it's gonna be interesting to see how Poland is gonna be able to win this. But Poland definitely sees the player there. JDM can't see a thing, can't even see the damn bomb. And it will be a round here from Mythic, a very important clutch. And we can see that Envy, this has broken them quite literally, because their money is pretty much non-existent in this scenario. It looks like it's going to be a harsh reset here for the Envy players, and in fact, they seem to be like want to go for the force buy here. It does make sense here, because they would have to go for double eco. So they decide to go for the force buy here, and if they end up losing this round, it's still, I mean, not at least double eco territory. They at least have a chance here coming in with the force buy. It is a pretty interesting force buy because we can see some of the players only on the pistols, but somehow Poyo's got enough money to make the purchase of the AUG. That's pretty interesting. It does look like JDM quite close by. Hayes could actually get the kill, but Flom peeks out from Seacon. And this is now looking like a pretty bad round here for Envy. The force buy not working out at all here for the Envy side. And I would presume that Nifty, in this scenario, shouldn't be able to do too much here with that deagle of his. He is heading over towards T-Con apparently. So maybe he's going to be able to recover the AUG there of his fallen comrade. But this obviously isn't looking too great here for Envy. Because losing rounds like that, I mean, when you ended up losing to 5 deals, it's definitely going to be on the back of your mind for, I'd say, quite a long time here. Not sure if Envy have got the mental fortitude to come back to this matchup, but I'd really love to see that happen. I mean, Envy, if they can actually win this matchup in a 2-0 fashion, that would be pretty nice for them, because I'm not really sure how well they're going to be able to fare on a map like Cache. Because again, I've taken a look at the sort of percentages of Envy in terms of how well they'll be able to play the maps of Counter-Strike, and it's not really looking too great. So coming into this train matchup, it's already a matchup where it's not really favoring the Envy players. And if you're going to be heading to our third map, which is Cache, is again a map that Mythic has got a decent amount of experience, though. You can see that the pistols are able to find some serious damage being done here, and we can see that they're able to win some of these fights as well. Envy somehow, only with the USPs, are able to find free kills right now. And Cutler, it looks like he's going to try to win this one against Adren, but yeah, that's quite the difficult round for Envy. But it looked very promising at one point. I mean, the USPs very close to actually winning some of these fights, and yet they truly, I think if you're Envy, you can be somewhat proud about that. I mean, you only had the USPs and you got yourself free kills. That's definitely not too bad. Let's see though, the Envy player is going to be investing in fact 2 AUGs being purchased. That's quite an interesting investment. Not going to be focusing too much on the utility department, but Flom is still going to be winning the fight against Drone. This honestly isn't looking too great here for the Envy side. This is not a good start. Though I would presume that Mythic going to try to this one to their advantage. In fact, there's just one player walking into the crosshairs of Anger. That's JDM, of course. And this now being a 5-on-3 scenario, Mythic have got a very good chance of actually winning this round. There's also the Ivy push taking place, and somehow Poyo is going to be able to win them fights. And right now, the Mythic push is just falling apart. Envy able to find some very crucial kills, as well as the bomb being dropped. They definitely have a very good chance coming into this 20th round. Of course, Hayes alongside his teammate Flom, they're not going to be giving up just yet. They definitely have a chance in this one, but Nifty, oh, that's some poor timing for Nifty. Oh no, this is now crumbling for Envy. It was looking so good for them at one point, but right about now it's all in the hands of Cutler to try to win this 1-on-2 scenario. He doesn't win the fight against Flom, and oh man, that's kind of sucks here for Envy, because it was looking pretty good at one point, and the defensive just falls apart. It is a bit of a shame that the pro players, they have been using the AUGs, the Kriegs, and whatnot, as they have, turned out to be pretty decent weapons with the new updates. But it's just such a shame to see them actually not try to scope in, because the good thing when you actually scope in with a rifle like an AUG or a Krieg, you do have some increased accuracy. That is something I'm not sure the pro players realize, but maybe it's just very simple basics of them not being used to actually scope in. I mean, if you have, say, an AK-47 or an M4, you don't really tend to scope in with a rifle like that. There's really not a possibility to do so. So I think it's just very simple basics of them not actually being used to it. Maybe we should give it I don't know, maybe a couple months time, and they probably might be used to it, but for now, it's just gonna be what it is. It does look like Mythic might run into problems here if they do decide to actually push this B bomb site. Envy have decided to go for a bit of a stack here on this B part of the map. We have the majority of the players, in fact all 5 players here on this B bomb site. So of course, if you're Mythic, you want to be very careful of your approach, and they're actually doing a very good job at it. They've been able to clear out the A bomb site. In fact, they have a player like Pollen here in the connector area, which is quite a powerful position here for the T's, and it does look like Envy still want to try to give it a shot in this round, but it's obviously not going to be looking too good for them. The Envy players, I would presume they still want to try to find maybe some of these exit frags if possible, but it's obviously going to be very hard. There's the dink on Adren, but it's simply not looking good enough here for Envy. This looks like it's going to be the 13th round here for Mythic. And the players here on the T side just going to be racking up some kills at that, and there you go. There's the 13th round for Mythic. And this is one of the honestly last proper purchases we might just be able to see from the Envy side. As we can see, the scoreline right now, 13-8. Not looking too good here for Envy, and imagine if they end up losing this round. Their money, again, in shambles. They have to go for an eco, and then maybe at the very last round of the half, then they're going to have a somewhat good investment. But for now, this purchase, this is as good as it gets. The Augs again coming out here for Cutler alongside Poyo, and as well as the 2 sniper rifles here for Nifty and JDM. Looks like Nifty's going to try to get the initial kill here, but the timing is simply not good enough. There's going to be Flom finding the kill on Nifty. And with that being said, the Lonesome Defender falls down, and now they can very easily take over bombs control. That's what Mythic are doing right now. It does look like Drone has been able to climb up the Pop Dog ladder quite quick enough. So he can still try to get something done here, but he, of course, has no idea about the positioning of Drone. And, well, it seems to be about it. The remaining players have to try to save their weapons here. Drone, I think he realized that Anger is here. I mean, his teammate did end up dying to the hands of Anger, and it looks like Poyo is there to help him out. And all 3 players here of Envy must try to save their weapons here. The good thing is, if they do end up saving it, then once the investment takes place, they should be able to drop the remaining 2 players some rifles. Well, 14-8, it is not a very good scoreline here for Envy, but I mean, they still have got themselves a somewhat decent opportunity here with the investment they have in the 23rd round. But imagine if Envy end up losing this one, this could be it. Nifty though is going to have to make a solid hold, and it's a Molotov there to find a kill. Cutler's there to help him out, and there's in fact a very solid round for Envy. Would you look at that? Pretty much all the kills now going here for the Envy players. It was, what, maybe 10, 20-ish seconds? And it was as easy as that. Mythic, they get absolutely wrecked here by the Envy pushes. And in fact, that was some pretty nice holds as well. We are going to be able to see Mythic now make the investment here, which is still looking quite up to par to what Envy has got to offer. The Mythic players, I wonder whether they're going to be able to pull out the hat. It looks like we are seeing some of the utility being deployed over to save bombs, but it doesn't look like Mythic will commit to the push just yet. As in fact, that's only been, I think, 1 Molotov thrown down, so it's definitely not a lot. Oh, that's JDM finding a kill. As right now, Flom though Tikon will be able to reply with one of his own. And this is still looking like a pretty doable scenario for Mythic. It is on 4-4, in which we can see that one of the players there for Mythic slowly but surely moving in for Ivy. That's of course a Dren. And this is now a good opportunity, as good as any, for Mythic to try to get the bomb down here on the A side. But hold on just a sec. Cutler still very much holding on to this position. Cutler, though, is going to come up huge for the team. And we can see that Mythic only have 1 player remaining. That is, of course, Flom, whom isn't in the best of circumstances. Is he going to make his way to Pop Dog? Oh, that's the easy spot out for Drone. As the 10th round here for Envy. And I do wonder if this could actually be a somewhat similar scenario as we saw on Dust 2. Remember, guys, it was Envy down 14-10, and yet they somehow made the comeback possible. Who knows how this one's going to turn out? Because, again, the money situation isn't that great here for Mythic. They will be investing for sure. But if they end up losing this one, this is where a couple of ecos, or maybe at least one of them, will definitely take place. They still have a decent amount of utility here, Mythic, so it doesn't look like they're going to be going for a straight up push on one of the bomb sites. I would presume that. Oh, Drone! I didn't even notice how well he positioned himself in that scenario. The Molotov definitely forces Flom to take a more passive angle, but he obviously, even though he was looking towards Tikon, had no idea that such a push can happen here from Drone. This does mean that Mythic end up losing one of their own pretty early here in the 25th round. I would presume that at this point, because they don't have the most amount of map presence here, Mythic, I wouldn't be too surprised to see if this would come down to B bomb site push. As we can see, some of the players, in fact, the majority of them are here towards brown holes. Oh no, that's again some poor timing here from Nifty, but he does end up looking towards the right part instantaneously. It's just that Mythic, if you want to try to make this push happen, I'd love to see some of the utility being expended, not just trying to win some of the individual aim duels. There's the smoke being thrown out, but JDM still will be able to find one, and Nifty is able to see a couple of the players coming in for the smoke. This will mean that Mythic can now plant the bomb, which is still a pretty good scenario for them. Extra money in their pockets. It's obviously not looking too great here, as Poland alongside Anchor, they're pretty much stuck here at default. They can't really retreat back towards brown holes and have some of that higher ground. They just have to hold here on default. And of course, it's going to be very difficult as Drone is coming in, but Anger's going to win the fight now. It's all in the hands of Anger, and it's such a difficult situation for him to be in. It looks like it will be a round here for Envy, as the Mythic guys, like I said, not going to be having the most amount of money. But because of this bomb planting, it means that the money scenario isn't looking as bad as it probably could be. It's obviously going to have to be a partial buy at this point. Don't want to be going out into this round without a fight. So why not have some of those upgraded pistols? We saw how successful Mythic were before. Wouldn't be too surprised if they try to upgrade them pistols again. Oh, almost certain Drone is definitely expected to be that position. The Ivy push hasn't really worked out too well here for Mythic. We can see the remaining players here from the Mythic side going to continue on with their push, their effort to try to get maybe bomb plant Drone. Good kill on Poland. Was able to find him through the smoke, but looks like he was able to hurt the AK-47 being reloaded, but it's obviously not looking too great here for the Mythic players at this point. It was but an eco, so we can't really expect too much from them. So it will be another round here for Envy. It does look like Mythic will be able to prove themselves here in this round. They got themselves a pretty good investment here. They're going to be able to invest, I would presume, yes, in a sniper rifle in the hands of Flom. It's obviously not looking too bad here for Mythic in terms of investment. But imagine, right, you're a Mythic right now, and you end up losing this round. That is where, again, your money gets reset, you have to go for an eco, and we're pretty much back to the Dust 2 scenario where it's 14-14, and honestly, Envy, on the back of them acquiring those couple of rounds in a row, they have some of that momentum. Cutler, though, look at how aggressive he's playing right now. He definitely wants to try to get these early kills as soon as possible. He wants his team to have the advantage, but he's got to be very careful in this approach, as this aggressiveness from him could lead to an early kill, sure, but could also lead to his demise. That is something Envy have got to keep in mind. But I honestly do like this approach right now from Mythic. They're being very cautious, making sure that there aren't any Envy players holding off in some of the more off angles, like in T-Con. As he have cleared that part of the map, I do wonder where Mythic are going to be heading at. Because they still have a decent amount of opportunity to actually even head onto the B side, but the way their players are positioning right now, it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. They have one of the players, I think that's Hayes, who's made his way out of T-Con, and there's Poland with a kill on Drone. It does look like Envy going to have to try to hold this one down. Cutler is anticipating the player to come in there from Pop Dog. Looks like he's just going to try to take the fight to him. Nifty now, the only guy here at the bomb set is he goes down. This means that Mythic will be able to plant the bomb here. And of course, with that bomb plant, a round of victory is imminent. Because JDM, I honestly don't think he's going to be able to pull this one off. It's quite a difficult scenario. I would say for him, if he ends up saving the AWP, it wouldn't be too bad. You can see that the Envy players have got a decent amount of money in their pockets, which is pretty good. But you don't really want to be giving a rifle to the enemy. It looks like JDM is kind of content with trying to go for this one. JDM, though, oh man, that was a nice attempt from him, I'm not going to lie, but it looks like Adren had the conscience that he has to look at Pop Dog to make sure there's not a certain JDM trying to make a ninja defuse. It does look like Mythic are pretty much on the brink of winning their second map. This is, of course, their own map pick. For those who are tuning in right now, the very first map was won by Envy. It was a 16-14 scoreline. This is the second map, in which this is the map pick of Mythic. And we can see they are themselves on the brink of winning this map. Adren, though, very close to actually getting the kill on Cutler, but it will be just a tag. And even Cutler, while it's being so low in HP, does win one fight against Anger. Oh, that's just quite unlucky for JDM. Ends up jumping in to try to get the advantage, and this is just some interesting trades right now happening on this A bomb site. Looks like Drone is going to have to do some serious work here if he wants to put his team still in a very favorable position. You can see, though, that Flom is in T-Con alongside his buddy Haste. But did he really want to be pushing on the A bomb site? That's the question they have to ask themselves, which I don't think that will be the case. I figure if Haze and Flom at this point, you're gonna have to be very careful in your approach. Haze, the first man in, does see the player towards the A bomb site. This is a thing is though, I mean, it's still gonna be very difficult for these players to get out of their positions. Haze is kind of tinkering with the possibility for him to try to peek out a pop duck, but Flom, he might just be able to find the kill here onto Drone, which would be quite crucial here for the Mythic players. Drone still anticipating for one of the players to walk into his crosshairs. This is definitely quite an important round for both teams, and right now it's looking pretty darn good for Envy, as they're gonna be able to claim the last 2 kills, and there's 13 rounds for them. Still, a couple more rounds to go here for Envy if they want to try to succeed in acquiring overtime. It's obviously not going to be too easy for them, but they definitely have a chance, because if you take a look at the money here for Mythic, it's obviously not looking that great. They have to make a pretty important choice right now, and because they want to discuss this opportunity, they will be taking the time out here, which I do respect here from Mythic. With them not having the most amount of money coming into this round, it would be quite wise to actually try to go for the eco here, and then on the very last round of our second half, then you're going to be able to have a very good investment. But it's just the thing that, I mean, a team like Mythic are definitely, at least that's what I'd say, might even try to give their chances here to even try to acquire something with upgraded pistols and just the rifles to boot. But it does look like Mythic will be taking this one, well, the smart way, so to speak, the smart approach, by trying to build up that money and then making the investment later on. Here, though, even with them being on the pistols, I still wouldn't count them out entirely. There's definitely still a chance for them to acquire a round like this, but I mean, there's definitely gonna have to be some luck in their favor. Well, looks like Nifty. He's gonna be able to see the player there, Adren. He goes down. Very nice flick there from Nifty. It's looking pretty prominent right now for Envy to acquire one more round here on the CT side. Even though Paulin was able to take down, was it Drone? Yes. It does look like Mythic will now consider to push here on the B-bomb site. That's the thing though, crossing over is going to be a very difficult task. It's such a wide angle in which the hoppers can find a lot of success in this scenario. Haze though, he's got the deagle out. Maybe he can show us some proficiency with that one deagle of his, but we can see, oddly enough, Flami's been able to push up all the way there through connector, and yet he wins the fight against Cutler. This is pretty awkward right now, but it looks like as he goes down, it's only Lonesome Haze in this scenario. It will be around here for Envy, but, you know, the Mythic side definitely try to give it their best shot. Not too bad, and of course, without bomb being planted, they're going to be able to have a bit more money coming into this round. So their investment isn't going to be looking as hard as it, well, probably could be. We can see that the rifles will come out here for the Mythic squad. There's, of course, Flom with the sniper rifle, and doesn't really have the most amount of utility here. But in all fairness, Mythic still got themselves a chance in this round. I wonder what's their approach going to be. It looks like they're going to be going for a pretty early brown host control, and even Pollen's gonna be making his way down Pop Dog. This might just be a bit of a more faster style of round than I'm anticipated to see. Drone, though, he gets shut down, and this is now going to be, I would say, a push here from the Mythic players, but they still gotta be quite careful about this one. Cutler with the AUG. Finds the kill on Adrian. So it's not like Mythic are definitely out of this one. Nifty definitely sees the players coming his way, so he must be very careful in his approach here. Does he really want to continue on holding towards the ramp side? Because he doesn't really have a player watching his upper. Nifty will be able to back away. Bunny hop out of there if you're Nifty. But this obviously isn't looking too good here for Envy. We can see that Poland has actually been able to find an entry frag here at the A bomb site. Mythic, they cut themselves an opportunity to actually push either of the sides. They can go towards B. They can go towards the A side. Poland now might just be content with putting himself in the heaven area. That is quite the powerful position to be in if you're a terrorist side player. Especially in the post-plan scenario. This is looking pretty good right now for Mythic. You can see though, Anger doesn't really have any of his teammates back him up, so it's going to come down to individual aim duels. We can see though that Hazed from the Pop Dog will line up one kill. But I'm not sure if Poland has revealed his position right now, and this seems to be plausible that he may not even be able to see the player. Now they know where he's stationed at, and it's still JDM wins the fight. So Hayes right now, this is such a difficult position for him to be in. He's trying to go for overtime, and looks like they're gonna get it. JDM gets defused in, and that's a round here for Envy. 15-15, we're going for overtime. That is so well done there by Envy. In fact, JDM, he pretty much wins that round for his team. Let's be real, JDM doesn't get the kill on the Heaven guy, it's pretty much over. It is pretty much over. Oh man, this has been quite the comeback here from Envy. They can be very proud of themselves. What was it? Not really sure how many rounds in a row they actually won here on the CT side, but most importantly, this is going to be quite interesting here in the overtime, because we still saw some of those scenarios where either team didn't have the most amount of money, so they had to go for an eco. But here, ladies and gentlemen, this is overtime. There's money for days. And I'm going to be very interested to see how both teams are going to be able to cope with the overtime. Right, so it looks like our overtime won't be commencing just yet. I would presume that either team maybe has got some preparations to be making heading into overtime. I do hope that the reasoning of the overtime not commencing just yet isn't because of some sort of tech issues. That would be, yeah, that would be quite satisfying, honestly. I would presume that with the clicking now being heard in my headphones, I would presume we can continue on here with the overtime. It's going to be, I think, MR3. So of course, the winner, or to be exact, the first team that's going to be reaching 19 rounds will be declared winner here. And there's of course going to be 3 rounds per each half. Okay, this is pretty interesting here for Mythic. Even though they have all the money in the world, they're still going to be opting to go for the AK-47s. I was maybe hoping to see some SGs come out, but AK-47s are also pretty fine and dandy weapons. We are going to be able to see Nifty holding off towards the brown holes in this round. The good thing for Nifty is that he has a teammate backing him up. Oh, it's actually, no, it's not Nifty, it's JDM there in that position. And like I said, the good thing is that he does have his teammate backing him up. If JDM say ends up losing the shot, he can at least have his teammate there to help him out. Right now, this is looking pretty interesting for the Mythic side, as they do end up getting the kill on JDM. I don't really think they're going to be committing to this B bomb site just yet. Like I said, there's still a decent amount of time to work with, but we can see that some of the positioning here of the Envy players, it is pretty strong. They have a player who's pushed up all the way through Ivy, and of course they even have one individual in T-Con, which does look like the Flash did actually... No, still going to be holding his angle, dear Cutler. And it looks like Flom, I'm not sure if he's going to realize it, but there is a player right behind him, and he somehow is going to be able to escape the bullets. So they just only hit him just a little bit. But at this point, it's obviously not looking too good here for Mythic. There's Nifty with a kill, and that's the bomb being dropped. So right now, it's all into the hands of Flom. A lot of pressure on his shoulders, and it doesn't look like he will be able to survive this one. 2 points of health, and he might just get the kill here on the flanker Cutler. But yeah, that's obviously not looking too great here for him. And in fact, no! Oh no, it's Cutler's teammates are doing the damage on him. They were so close to actually hitting Flom, but actually did more damage to Cutler than Flom. Bit of a shame how that would turn out. But it doesn't really matter too much. I mean, it was still a round that Envy were supposed to win. It would be hardly possible for Flom to win that one, I think it was 104. Only 2 points of health. Possible, sure, but hardly. So that's the first round being acquired here by the Envy players. As we can see, Mythic will have a double up setup here on the terrorist side. I know for some it might be quite uncommon to see, but this isn't that bad of an idea. Especially if you're hoping for your individual players to step up and massively get the kills. It is a bit of a shame that Envy's drone ends up dying so early, and I am saying that it's a bit of a shame because he didn't really have, again, none of his teammates backing up. It's a good idea, sure, to try to give your team an early advantage, but that's the thing, I mean, if you end up trying to go for such a peak, you have to be aware of the consequence that not always you're going to be winning the fight and coming out on top. I would say that this is a scenario which is looking pretty prominent right now for Mythic, as they have players coming in from Pop Dog, also for T-Con, so they should be able to overwhelm the defensive here. But so far, so good here for Envy. They're able to win some of the fights. It's still down to a 2-on-2 scenario in which Nifty now, apparently, the 1-on-2. Nifty now coming in from Pop Dog. It doesn't look like Mythic will be anticipating the player to be in set position. So maybe Mythic could still get something done here. I wonder though, as bomb looks like it will be being planted. Oh no, there's Nifty getting the first kill. And Dren right now, not at the best position. It's actually Flom right now, not at the best position. As I think he's going to be anticipating the player to be in Pop Dog, and he will change up his position to plant the bomb. But it is important to note that the positioning here for Nifty, yeah, that's the thing. I mean, coming into this clutch scenario, Nifty's going to have to clear out so many angles at this point. And Flom has planted the bomb in a pretty open position, which I don't really think Nifty is going to be able to come out on top, though. He is clearing out the angles. And it does look like Flom is just going to be heading right behind Electric. Let's see how it goes. Nifty deploys the Molotov towards Electric. He is anticipating Flom to be there. The Molotov doesn't reach him, though. He does land the shot. Oh, man, that was quite close in that round. Imagine if the Molotov is thrown out in a bit of a better angle. It was thrown out pretty much at the side, so it didn't hit Flom at all. Imagine if it's thrown out a bit higher, and it does land right behind the electric box. That suddenly becomes a very doable round for Nifty to win. It looks like it will be 16-16. Alright, it does look like the enemy side is still going to be making sure that T-Con won't be going early here for the Mythic to control. In fact, this has been pretty much the game plan from the Envy pretty much even before overtime. They have been putting a lot of emphasis on taking over T-Con control, not necessarily by having a player there, which That also was a possibility where he had Cutler and even Drone in some scenarios trying to win that early engagement. But in general, they have a player who's got the sniper rifle, constantly looking towards that part of the map, making sure none of the Mythic players are stationed there. And right about now, Mythic, they're going to be trying to make some progress here over Ivy. There's a pretty good smoke grenade to block off any of the vision there of the CTs. Poyle, though, will be able to win a fight against Paulin. And, well, there's still some of these Mythic players remaining. They are heading over towards what seems to be the CT spawn area. And JDM missing some of the crucial shots right now. It's still a good opportunity right now for Mythic to maybe cross over, but hold on just a sec. Look at Hayes' positioning. He hasn't been spotted out, but now he is. Cutler wins the fight. And now Adren, pretty difficult position for him to be in. It will be another round here for Envy. 17 rounds for them. And the Mythic players, with them having only one round on the terrorist side, I wouldn't say it's too bad. Surely it could be a bit better, but in this case, it's really not too bad. One round could be enough to still acquire a victory here in overtime. Obviously, this does mean that their CT side is going to have to look pretty much pristine. They're going to have to win all the rounds in a row in order to acquire themselves a victory here, which in all fairness is still very much a possibility, especially on the CT side of Train. But one thing that might be bothering me, and in fact it is, that we saw the Envy team struggling there at the latter stages of the first half. The fact that they're now going to be heading over to overtime and they're going to be on the terrorist side, I wonder how this one's going to work out. Because they don't have a lot of rounds to work with, and it's going to be very important for them to make every single round count. Looks like they are going to be going for the double op setup here on the terrorist side. JDM alongside Nifty. Poyo. There you go, he will be able to extinguish the flames. But I do like this idea with the double op setup here on the terrorist side. Oh, JDM, no, that's a poor time, but he still wins the fight against Adren. Is able to come out on top. And I wonder where Nifty is stationed with his sniper rifle. I would say maybe towards the brown holes. That's where he's trying to get a kill. And honestly, so far, this sort of strat has worked out. There's JDM finding the first kill. Round boost. Will it succeed? Sure will. These guys are professionals, folks. So you gotta be winning those run boosts day and night. You could be seeing an op versus op battle here. JDM hoping to see the Flam to peek into his crosshairs. Or in fact, it's actually Hayes, not JDM, or not Flam, pardon me. I'm still not really sure where the Envy players would actually decide to hit one of the bomb sites, but I think that decision will come through if Poyo can actually get something done here towards Ivy. It's going to be important to see if he can actually succeed. Poland, though, very close to win the fight against Nifty, but Nifty still got the sniper rifle here. So even if you're Poland, you want to be quite careful in the approach there. Drone will find the kill here on Hayes, and it looks like Envy will be able to continue on with their push here on the A bomb side. This is looking very good right now for the Envy players. However, they must be very cautious because Anger's still in the pop duck area. Flom trying to land up the shot, and he does line it up. There's enough time to defuse the bomb, pardon me, to plant the bomb here for Envy, but this is still looking like a pretty good round here for Mythic to try and go for the retake, but there's still Nifty with the kill. And Poland is Poland and Flom thinking about it? Definitely should be. They don't really have anything to lose here at this point other than the rounds. They must try to go for this one. Right now, Poland has revealed his position, and it's pretty much obvious where he's coming from. So Envy, they should be able to come out on top here, and Cutler sure does. There's the 18th round for Envy, and only one more round here for the Envy guys. And we will be able to see them get this 2-0 victory here in the best of 3. If they can actually get this round in the world where they don't, obviously we could be getting to another set of overtime. That's definitely a possibility. Oh, look at the amount of speed the Envy players are actually coming out here from the T-Con area. There's JDM with the first kill. I think he actually spotted out the player there on top. There's Poyo to help him out. This suddenly is looking like a very good round for Envy to win. It does look pretty good, but hold on just a sec. The two operas here from Mythic. Adren and Flom still finding kills here at the bomb sites. Cutler though, that actually smoke grenade is gonna work out in his favor, even though it was deployed there by Adren. It will allow Cutler to make his way here towards the old train. This does mean that Envy will be able to actually try to take over bombs control, but he must still clear out the remaining players here. Wait, was Adren tagged by his own teammate Flom there? That's pretty awkward to see. And right now it's all to the hands of Cutler. They're trying to win this 1-2 scenario. He should realize the approximate position of one of these players is already been softened up. He's quite low in this scenario, and Cutler's not going to be able to win it. That will be another round here from Mythic, as they do get themselves that one step closer to securing another set of overtime. Well, this round was pretty much just the show of the Oppers, especially on the CT side. Adren and Flom, honestly, without them, this round could have actually gone a whole nother way, possibly in favor of Envy. Right here, though, scrolling is 17-18. Like I said, Mythic have gone that one step closer to secure themselves another set of overtime, but Envy gonna be doing something unconventional right now. A full-on push here at the bomb site, something they haven't done too often here in Adren. If only he knew how close he was to the players here in Envy. It's still not looking too great for them. There's Adren with the kill. There's another one for him. And JDM now left in a 1-on-3. He's right behind the blue train. I mean, not the best position to be in, and looks like Adren is kind of anticipating where he's at. At least it should be. It doesn't miss the shot though. And this is such a difficult round for JDM to win, but he does try to give it his best shot. Here's the first kill. He does land it up on Adren. But there's still two more players to find. He should realize, and in fact he does, that there should be one more player on the bomb site here. But of course, JDM sees him, can't line up the shot just yet. It's quite a difficult one to do. JDM though, he is moving forward. There's another good flash here for the Mythic players. And JDM, he will go down here to the hands of Poland. And it looks like it will be another set of overtime. 18-18. And we're definitely not stopping here. It looks like that we are going to continue on with our matchup here, as we do get to see the ticking there. This does mean that our second set of overtime will take place. I will say this though, Envy didn't have as bad as a half as they actually thought it might be. The good thing is they actually ended up winning at least one round here on the terrorist side, but like I said, especially if we take a look at the first half where they started out the game on the T side, they looked very solid, but at the latter stages of that first half, they just struggled quite a bit. And I'm not sure if they can actually find any more success here on the T side. We'll see how it turns out. JDM, first man in here towards T-Com. There's two grenades being deployed, and they do so much damage here on the North American Opera. Which this does mean that, oh, nifty. How does he find that kill? Looks like he's able to take down Flom here towards Brown Holes. That's quite a crucial scalp to get him. Poyo wins one against Hazed. This is looking pretty good right now for the likes of Envy. As they do get the 2 kills here, they can very much so regroup and maybe even hit one of the bomb sites. Mythic, oh, look at this. Nifty, he sees Poland in his crosshairs, but yet Poland wins the fight. It's actually not looking too shabby here from the Envy roster. What is this? Adren! He's pretty much goes up the ladder to kiss the bum of Cutler. And yet, this round is still not looking too bad here for Envy. We can see that one of their players is actually sneak past through the city. There's Poyo winning the fight. This is now a very good scenario for Envy. It's a 1-on-3 in which Anger might just try to win a fight against Poyo, but it's obviously not looking too good there for Anger. There, hold on just a sec. 1-on-2 right now, as Anger is going to be trying to win the clutch, but yeah, JDM has got his crossers right on the man, and it is the 19th round here for Envy. Alright, looks like Cutler has been able to get out of T-Con pretty early on here. So he's definitely in a pretty good position right now to actually try to acquire some of these kills here. Not sure if the Mythic player is going to be anticipating him, but Hayes is in an interesting predicament. He surely is in a good position to get at least one kill, but the biggest problem for Hayes is that he might get the first kill, but of course getting out of there alive becomes such a difficult task for Hayes. So it's still some good trades here for Mythic, as they put their players in a 4-on-3 scenario, which, actually, would you look at the B bomb site, there's Nifty, who's made his way out of B lower, and there's not a single player to stop him at this point. Poland, though, making sure that not a single player is going to cross at the bomb site, but one might just be able to do it. That could be Nifty. And of course, Nifty is always going to use his advantage by pushing forward here between the trains. He might just be able to catch off Poland. And once he does that, and you're now going to regroup and hit this B site. Oh, Nifty definitely hears the footsteps. And I think, oh, this is some interesting timing here for Nifty. He sees one of the players. He does end up getting the shot. And it doesn't look like they even realize where the kill came from. Flom is still holding here towards the connector. He's got no idea about the positioning here of Nifty. This is looking very good right now for the Envy roster. They're going to be able to get themselves the bomb plan in. Nifty's still trying to make the plays here. There's another kill for Nifty. Could go for more here. And there's 4 massive kills for Nifty. Single-handedly, he's able to make this round work for the Envy roster. As, well, on the back of some great timing, sure, but that was some great stuff from him. 20-18. They already acquired themselves 2 rounds here on the terrorist side of overtime, which honestly isn't looking too bad. That is pretty good. You can be somewhat happy about these 2 rounds, but even more so, they can obviously try to maybe do something more interesting here, which could be the Brown Hall's push here. Maybe in general a push here at the B bomb side. Whoops! Sorry, Poland. We did cut that on camera. We did miss quite a crucial smoke grenade. Would you look at that? That's an opening here for JDM to continue on with the push here. Drone playing ring around the Rosie with Anger, and yet Anger is able to win it. But right about now here, it does look like Envy will plant the bomb yet again on the B site, and some of their players are in great positions. Maybe Poyo in a bit too aggressive angle for my liking. But there's a good thing there is a smoke grenade here to deploy, and this is not looking too good here for Mythic. There's 1 kill working out for them, but we can say that the Envy players, they got some very strong positions here. They have players up in heaven. JDM, not in the best spot to be in though, and he's gonna be able to find out by Anger. There's the Molotov running in. They do have a smoke grenade to actually block off the smoke defuse right now, so Envy's still gonna be spraying madly in that smoke grenade, hoping to find the bomb diffuser, but there's really no one at the bomb just yet. Finally, Anger gets on it, but it's a bit too late, and that will mean that Envy will have a clean terrorist side of overtime. 3 rounds being acquired of the possible 3, and this does mean that they're only 1 round away from actually winning not only the overtime, but the game, well, the map, as well as the match itself. Okay, folks, this could very possibly be our very last round here of overtime, and in general, this map and this matchup here, Mythic against Envy. So it's gonna be very important for Envy to try to acquire this round, but I mean, if things don't work out here in this first round here of overtime, they of course have a couple more to go. You're gonna be able to see what the Envy players can do here. I would presume they're not gonna be playing too aggressive. There's really no need for them playing sort of aggressive style of Counter-Strike. They can definitely try to go for a round like this where they're just holding on to some default positions. Nifty though, close by the ramp, making sure if there's a player coming his way, the first thing he'll do is to deploy a Molotov to make sure there's not any Mythic players making a fast rush here to the bomb site. There's a bit of a gap here in the smoke. It's just actually very good positioning right now for Nifty. If there would be players crossing over towards Brown Holes, he could get some easy kills here, but maybe not yet. it does look like Mythic. They have the majority of the players here in brown holes. So it seems to be very likely that they are going to be going for this push here on the B side, I presume. Oh, there's actually Flom winning the fight against Nifty. So this is now a good opportunity for the likes of Mythic to continue on with this push on the bomb site. GDM still is able to take down Flom, so that's one kill working out for Envy. But in all honesty, this isn't looking too good here for the Envy roster. As right about now, Mythic able to win some crucial gunfights, but hold on just a sec. Poyo and Drone put it back to a 2-on-2. Definitely going to try to give it their best shot in this round. Anger, though, might get the better of Poyo, but no, Poyo wins the fight against Anger right now. And this does mean that it's all left onto Hazed. He's going to try to play this one to perfection, but of course, there's the bomb now being defused, and I don't think... Does he have enough time to make it through? He should be able to, and Hazed is able to win the clutch. A crucial one at that. As he's able to keep his team very much alive in the matchup. So it's not over just yet here for the Mythic roster. You can see that we're probably going to be playing a couple more rounds here of overtime. Not going to be ending our little matchup just yet. You know, Mythic are putting up a show here. They're not going to be ending the matchup just yet, as they still have a chance. All in though, yes, he does find the kill on Drone. Pretty good pickup early on here for the Mythic roster. Which does end up meaning that Mythic now, with them finding the initial kill here on the A bomb side, I wouldn't be too surprised if they do decide to continue on pushing forward. But will that be the case though? I do have the majority of the players here close by Pop Dog, but it looks of things. Poyo try to big things back in the favor here of Envy. He does win the fight against Anger, oddly enough. Now, no flash, no nothing. Poyo just runs it with the AUG and does succeed with that kill. Oh. The nade, though, very close, but he won't be able to catch off Poyo because he is in the smoke. In fact, Adrian actually is going to leave Pop Dog entirely, so wouldn't be too surprised if Poyo, in the scenario he's in right now with low HP, he would just consider to go up the ladder. That's actually some ballsy stuff from Poyo. But this could actually lead to a victory here for Envy. Poyo moving in here towards brown holes. Of course, Hayes will have no idea about this push happening. And of course, Mythic, at this point, with the 30 seconds now being left in the clock, they have to try to make here a play on the A bomb side, it seems like. As they're pushing on through, they're not finding too many kills here. In fact, it's all up to Adren to try and win this one-on-3 scenario, but it's not looking too good for him. He does definitely see a couple of players here, but of course, this does mean that this will be a victory here for Envy as they end up winning overtime, and they are going to be crowned victors here, the best of 3, the Group A opener. As, well, this does mean that if we're going to be seeing Envy playing anytime soon, it will be in the winner's matchup. That's not me, folks. That's another caster here, the Russian caster. Hope you guys enjoyed the broadcast. It is pretty late at my time zone, so I will be taking a very long nap. I do hope to see you all next time, as I think there actually... Oh, there will be another matchup here relatively soon enough. So I hope you guys enjoyed.